former University of Michigan football coach Sherrone Moore is appearing in court. On Wednesday, as you may know, he was fired as coach, and then shortly after he was arrested. Now we have learned that he's facing 3 charges: home invasion, stalking, and breaking and entering.
Mr. Moore, could you state your name, please?
Sherrone Moore.
Sir, you are not to use alcohol, marijuana, or any other controlled substance that is not prescribed to you. You are not to possess or purchase a firearm or any other dangerous weapon. You are not to engage in criminal conduct of any kind whatsoever. You may not leave the state of Michigan without permission of the court. Prior to your release, you will be placed on a GPS tether. You will not be released before that GPS tether is placed upon you. You must continue all mental health treatment as a condition of your bond.
You're a married man with 3 daughters, and you make $6 million per year, and you just threw that away for a side piece. If y'all haven't heard this story yet, this story is one for the books. Michigan's head coach, Sherrone Moore, got fired for having an affair with a staff member. This man just ruined his entire career that he worked for, because he's been with Michigan for a few years now. And this story gets worse. After they fired him, he went home and got into an argument.
$30 million contract wasted. I will never understand why men like that, why men of this caliber will use their own hands to bring a demise to this so much money. $30 million. You are literally making $6 million per year. Like over some, like, it's unbelievable, right? And we've seen this happening several times again. It has happened with Emen Udoka, the Nigerian coach for Bolton Celtic. It has happened to Tony Bland. It has happened to Emmanuel Book Richardson, and we've heard of Shannon Sharp. I mean, can these people learn from the playbooks of such people that had happened to, like, why are black men easily, giving away your life achievements, your contracts, $30 million to some 60-second, God knows what kind of, you know what I'm talking about. It's the same playbook other ones had played, and you've seen it. Instead of you to learn it from their mistakes, but no, you thought yours was going to be different, because that has always been the idea or the rationale behind, such men going through that same route that had taken a lot of men down the drain. Like, it's not going to happen to me. I'm going to play smart. And to think about it, that he's been doing it for almost 5 years and people were aware of it. And then you thought it was, okay, you're so powerful, you're so rich, they're not going to do anything to you. Like, black men, wake up. And I see this happening a lot with black Americans. That's why I love my African, brothers. The richest Nigerian men, you hardly see them, I'm not saying they don't marry white people or other races, but you hardly see them hooking up with white women. Rich Nigerian affluent men, they don't do that. The richest black man in the world is a Nigerian. He has never been married to any white person. So I don't know, maybe black men, you should start, learning from, Africans. I'm not saying Africans are very faithful. Of course, they are very promiscuous. But let me tell you, they know how to cross their T's and they know how to dot their I's. Guys, drop your thoughts and let me know what you think about this, because this is crazy and it's getting out of hand.
Argument with his wife about the cheating allegations. It's alleged that after he argued with his wife, he left and went to his side piece house, and this man had a knife and not only threatened to kill her, threatened to kill himself as well. Bro, you just went from being on top of the world to having it all to being at rock bottom in less than 24 hours. They found out who the girl was he was having an affair with. They also released her information. And of course, people are saying that she's to blame as well. And while that may be true, at the end of the day, as a man, you are a married man. It's your responsibility to protect your family and not put yourself in that situation. So the blame starts with him.
Nah, don't crash out now, nigga. You was good before you got caught. Your wife about to take everything but your kitchen sink. Niggas just be overly horny, man. You done lost your job that you probably worked half your life to get. You done lost your wife, your family. Now you about to take your life? Don't take your life, nigga. You just time to be accountable. Bro spiraled out of control and pulled out the oldest trick in the book. Then you break into the girl house that you cheating with, threaten to kill yourself and kill her and say, fuck it, this is too much. I'm about to take my ass to church. Michigan out here cheating on and off the field. This nigga lost his job and his freedom within 5 hours. It had to be a tough afternoon for Cuz. Getting fired and arrested in one day, you are overdoing it, bro. You gotta slow the fuck down a little bit, man. Then you went to church, what the fuck? What do you think that was gonna do? But I just wanna know, what do they do with all this merch once they get fired? Hey, if you selling that shit, I know you're gonna need some lawyers. If you selling the merch, I'll take the Michigan merch. I'm from Kansas City, but I'll take the Michigan merch.
One thing we don't give men credit for enough is how to ruin their entire life in as little time as possible. Because how do you lose your $6 million a year paying job, your wife, and your freedom, all because of one situation that could have been avoided? The University of Michigan's head coach was fired for having an affair with a staff member. And guess what? That goes against their code of conduct, of course. So they fired him. And on top of that, they don't even have to pay him. And as you can see in this article, hours later, he was put in jail. Now, per this article, I read it and it didn't have any updates as to why he was put in jail or, what the case is. Like maybe there's some more updates ever since this article got released. But from what I read, they don't have any updates. And this is the part that kills me. It says he became the Wolverines head coach in 2024, taking over after spending 6 years on the offensive staff. He was the first black head coach in program history. And this is how you want to end it? Because of a staff member? I just don't feel sorry for him. I don't feel sorry for him because, one, obviously you're a married man, but you're a married man with 3 daughters. And you are setting a horrible example on what a man is supposed to do in a relationship for them. Like, you're doing an awful job. But on top of that, it's in university policy that fraternizing with employees or doing anything like that is not tolerated. So you knew if somebody found out about this, you knew you was going to lose this high paying ass job. $6 million a year. You knew you were going to lose this job if somebody found out, and somebody always finds out. Like, why do y'all think y'all are so sneaky? Y'all are not.
Home invasion charge, stalking charge, breaking and entering charge, $25,000 bond. Now ask yourself, was that all worth it for a little affair? And to be honest, it sounds like Buddy lost his mind before he even lost his job. Because when the woman who he was having an affair with decided to break up with him on Monday, instead of just going home to his wife and children, because remember, he's married, he has a wife, he decided to keep calling and texting and harassing the victim. And because he wouldn't stop, the victim in question decided to go up to the school and spill all the tea and tell him everything, all of it. And then after he was fired, again, instead of going home to his wife, where did he go? To the victim's home. Pulled out some butter knives and some scissors. Said that he was going to take himself out and she was going to watch because his blood was on her hands because she ruined his life. She ruined his life. And now he on Zoom in an all-white suit looking like a straitjacket with all these contingencies for him to be released.
Prior to your release, you will be placed on a GPS tether. You will not be released before that GPS tether is placed upon you. You must continue all mental health treatment as a condition of your bond.
He was also told that he shouldn't make any contact with the victim, which you should have never did in the first place. Moral of the story is this is all his fault. Don't nobody feel bad for him. Matter of fact, they should keep him in the jail because he seemed dangerous if you ask me.
I don't know what's worse, the fact that this married head football coach fumbled a multi-million-dollar bag because he couldn't keep it in his pants, or the fact that it was a DoorDash driver that snitched on him. Y'all buckle up because this sports tea is straight up bleach, all right? This is Sherrone Moore. Key point was the head football coach at the University of Michigan. Old boy ended up getting fired because he was messing around with one of the staffers who allegedly was one of his subordinates. Like I said, this dude is married, has 3 kids. In fact, his wife had twins last year. Allegedly, it was a DoorDash driver that tipped the school off something fishy was going on because this dude, this DUMMY, got a Plan B delivered to his office. This led to Sherrone getting investigated and the University university found out that he was having an inappropriate relationship with a staffer, causing him to get fired with no cause, meaning that he ain't getting paid. Mind you, this dude was making hella bread, y'all. This year alone, he was supposed to make over $6 million. His base salary was over $500,000. And then he was supposed to receive over $5 million in additional compensation. And his contract contained a buyout for $13.9 million. But since he got fired with no cause, yeah, he ain't getting that. The blonde lady here is allegedly the staffer that he was messing with. Her name is Paige Shiver, something like that. But get this, y'all, her daddy, Jeff, is a scout for the Chicago Bears. The reason why everybody thinks she's the mistress is because right after the news broke, she privated all of her social media, took down her LinkedIn, and from what I could find, she was Sherrone's executive assistant. Allegedly, over the course of this affair, Sherrone knocked this lady up, forced her to get in a bobo, doubled her salary. Allegedly, after he was fired, Sherrone broke into Paige's home and threatened to off both himself and her, but luckily the police intervened before anything happened. Sherrone has since been arrested and is now under investigation for the alleged assault. Now he is in protective custody. This is his mugshot behind me. The only people who I feel bad for in this situation are his wife and kids, because y'all are gonna learn to stop messing with married men. Shit, if I were the wife, depending on the state they got married in, I would look into suing the mistress. Even though he's a dog, Sherrone might have grounds to sue DoorDash because that driver ain't had no business to tell his job what he ordered. Let me know what y'all think about this story down below.
When you have dick discipline as a man, most of your problems on this earth are solved. Because imagine, as a black man in America, you had access to a $30 million contract as a head coach. A head coach of a university. You had access to $30 million. You made $6 million alone this year. You are married. They didn't fire you because you're married and you cheated. No, they fired you because you had an inappropriate relationship with your executive assistant, and allegedly that executive assistant was impregnated. The baby is no more. Now, with that being said, a married man, father of 3 girls, you are cheating with your executive assistant, and HR does not play. We know that with that kind of contract, you sign a bunch of paperwork, and you still decided to think that you are above the law. You couldn't handle you getting fired. You went to your house, you started threatening your wife, went to the assistant, your side chick, started threatening her, had to put you in protective custody. It's just a bunch of mess. Just a bunch of mess that could have been avoided if you decided to keep your penis inside your pants. What is wrong with you guys? What is wrong with you guys? And guess what? Is the wife supposed to stay with him through all of this? Through all this embarrassment? Or is it justified that she's able to take her kids and run? And take whatever money he has left? He's going to have to build himself from the ground up. Again. You guys need to understand that your decisions does not just affect you. It affects your wife, it affects your family, it affects your children, it affects your future, because who's gonna hire you now? Like that, you went from this to this. Make it make.
If there was an award ceremony for horrible men and their side chicks, they would win. They would 100% win, because why did he give her a 55% raise? They would also win for the most creative way to get caught, because the DoorDasher who delivered them a plan B is the one who gave them up. I mean, you can't write this shit.
You now know exactly why the Michigan head coach's assistant snitched on him. There are some crazy new details in this case. This apparently all started because everyone on that campus knew about the relationship between Sherrone Moore and his assistant, Paige Shiver. They reportedly made it very obvious. So rumors started to spread like crazy, so much so that they got to the ears of the athletic director, Ward Manuel. Manuel then personally questioned Moore and Shiver about their relationship and challenged anyone who brings up these rumors to bring proof next time so that he could fire Moore on the spot. But the rumors got so bad that Moore was advised by the staff not to work directly with Shiver and given the option to either transfer her to another job in the football program or athletic department or fire her. And he chose to fire her. But right after doing that, Shiver went straight to Manuel and said, "Look, I have the proof that you've been looking for." And with that, Manuel fires Moore instead, and that's when Moore drives directly to Shiver's apartment and threatens to take her life. Moore is expected to appear in court for his arraignment today, but let me know what you guys think about this, and as always, I'll keep you guys updated.
Man, if I had a nickel for every time an African-American head coach from a Michigan school was fired for sexual misconduct, I'd have 2 nickels. which isn't a lot, but it's weird that's happened twice now, right? Mel Tucker was once Michigan State's head coach. He led them to an 11-2 season back in 2021, and by 2023, he was fired. Even though he led Michigan State to their first 11-win season since 2015, he was fired after a woman named Brenda Tracy, who was there at the Michigan State campus to talk to the football players about sexual violence, made claims that he had sexually harassed her. But what's crazy is that bro not only threw away his marriage, but also a 10-year, $95 million contract, the third largest for a head coach at a public university. Now we got Sherrone Moore in a scandal that we're continuing to get updates about. We learned he was fired, and that confused a lot of people because Michigan went 9-3. Why would they fire their coach like right before a bowl game? And that's when it came out that it was with cause. And that's when a lot of people started clocking he probably did something inappropriate. The university found out through an internal investigation that he was having an inappropriate relationship with one of his staffers. That led to his arrest after allegedly assaulting the woman. This situation just gets crazier and crazier because allegedly he gets her pregnant. He tells her to terminate the baby, doubles her salary so she doesn't say anything about it, threatens to her and then himself. Bro had a beautiful wife, beautiful baby girls, a great job at a great university. Like, was it worth it? Was it worth ruining your career? It's just disappointing. I mean, for African Americans, it's hard to make it to head coach, whether it's college, NFL, and you would think they would think about how tough the road was for them and think about the ones who paved the way for them to be in this position. Both of these guys worked very hard for the opportunities they were given, but they ruined it because they just couldn't keep it in their pants.
Seriously, I want to understand why affluent Black American men are so desperate about, swinging. Like I just said in several of my videos, I don't have any problem if you date outside of your race because everyone is allowed to date whoever they want to love, whoever that loves them back, right? But it's the same thing that has been happening over and over and over again. And I mean, it's so clumsy, it's so unintelligent, it's so crazy. Like, why would you throw that all away? And the fact that you went to our house and you tried to unalive her and you tried to unalive yourself while she watches you, because that was your plan, that you wanted to unalive yourself while she watches. Like, you made it even worse. So now that you've been indicted, it means it's a bad record for you, and I pray you're gonna come and get out of it, because if God helps you, you get out of this. I pray that you would have learned your lessons the hard way, because it's even not thinking, all right, like, I don't know, you have this so much money and you thought you were gonna be elusive, no one is gonna, you have the power, you have the means, you can do and undo, and now that it has caught up with you, you're looking so humble, lean, like all this pity face. Why do men with such power would allow themselves to go the same route? It has been happening over and over again. Men, especially black men of affluence, you need to wake up and smell the coffee. This is a wake-up call. As soon as you have this money, you run to the other side. Just like I said, I don't have any problem with any other person swinging to the other side. But if you must do it, think. It's not hard to do. Think. Guys, please, if you have come far in this video, hit the subscribe button, hit on the like button, hit on the share button, hit on the notification bell in order not to miss any of my videos. See you in the next one. Have a blessed day.